Hi everyone, going to be giving some tips and advice for running a Tactician tank set or a sticky bomber set in the division. If you've not seen my video showing off my build, what exactly I'm running, it's a fairly common build in a sense that it's very overpowered. A lot of people are starting to pick up on this and run it. So check out the video if you've not already, and you might be interested in running this. If you're already running it, this video is for you. Got some tips and advice for you. So first thing you see in this video, don't be afraid to start fights. If you can start the fight, take out 1 to 2 guys immediately, or give 2 or 3 guys bleed status and things like that right away, really throws the opponent's team off balance, really messes with them mentally, and gives your team a slight advantage. Another point of advice for you is look for people grouped up, like these guys right here, close enough. If you watch my other video or you're familiar with the talent, 40% bonus for explosion damage is what the talent does. Huge for sticky bombers. Look for people grouped up and you get that. So, point of advice for you guys too, if you're running this set, your firearms, your DPS will be very low. Just because it's low doesn't mean it's ineffective. A lot of people in this game will be running low toughness, low hit points, and various things. You run into people with under the armor cap of 75% bullet mitigation. You find people with 50, 60,000 hit points. You find people really weak even in the 201 plus gear score bracket. So keep in mind, even though your weapons are weak, don't fret over that. They're still going to be valid, still going to be somewhat useful depending on who you're fighting. Point of advice for you guys too is use your special bullets, your incendiary rounds, explosive rounds, use your grenades, things like that. Anything that can increase damage output, go ahead and use that. You see bags sitting on the side of the street, open up every bag you find in the dark zone. It drops incendiary bullets, explosive bullets, things like that. Try to keep those as stocked as you possibly can, because anytime you're rogue or fighting rogues, you'll have to use it. Sometimes you don't get to use your sticky bomb against only players. You see right there in the video I just took out a shock turret. Sometimes you have to be a team player. You can't take all the kills. Sometimes you might have to take out a shock turret to protect your teammates. And again, on being a team player, sometimes you need to remember your heal will be the largest heal in the group if you're running a tactician and nobody else is. Meaning if someone's at low health, your heal might be the one that keeps them alive and keeps your 4-man team together. And on that, playing as a team, if you're running the tank setup and you've got good skill power, try to take attention off of your teammates doing things like capturing supply drops, cutting ropes if you're going rogue and things like that. Stand in front, take bullets from enemy players, try to be annoying, give them bleed status, fire status, things like that. Really, really mess with the guys. Because more than likely you're going to have either more hit points or more survivability than the other people on your team if you're running the tactician tank. So try to keep that in mind and be helpful. Another great thing to learn for this class, learn to hit people on the move and learn to aim and shoot sticky bomb on the move. A lot of people aim right at the backs of people, and that lands the sticky bomb short, causes it to miss. Learn to shoot just offset of the person on the ground in front of them. It gives the travel time of the sticky bomb, allows them to run into it, and drops them. Even if it doesn't drop them, it'll give them bleed status. If you've ever tried to run with bleed status applied, you know it is really annoying, especially with the new Predator Smart Set, sticky bombers running around. Running while bleeding is incredibly annoying. Alright, so this is probably one of the most important things with the Tactician tank set specifically. If you're not fighting and you're on the run, a lot of people chase down rogues and try to kill them. Learn that your class and your build is highly tanky, highly survivable. With the exotic damage resilience, armor mitigation, I shoot at every NPC I see if it's large groups not already aggroed and attacking. Try to get them to come out and fight players. I pulled an entire contaminated zone here in this clip in the video, and I turn around and actually stopped to fight. It was actually a bad idea. It almost killed me in this clip because I make a second lap around the contaminated zone. But I knew of 3 agents for sure that was chasing me, and I know at least 2 of those 3 that I knew for sure died here in the contaminated zone, and only had 1 agent still chasing me once I was done with my trolling and running them around in a circle real quick. So learn to kind of have some fun with this class and really mess with people. Even if you do not kill them directly, NPCs can kill them where your heal comes back super quick. You've got med packs. You know, keep yourself alive, keep yourself going, and let your NPC friends do the dirty work for you, I guess you could say. So running by yourself, it's not as helpful to talk about the heal. You're just going to be using it when you need it, med packs when you need it. In a group, try to have tacticians or high skill power guys at the front and let them pop their heals so people can run behind it behind. And I'll mention that again in a moment. So here, this is the next thing for this build to keep in mind is look for people that are dumb enough to stand still. These guys actually killed me prior to this video, 4-on-1, and I went and they were standing in a street corner. They were clapping, thought they were tough stuff. If you're going to stand there, I'm going to put you on the ground. It's that simple. One thing I want to point out too is not all the time a sticky bomb will one-shot someone, but a lot of times it will take half their health or 3/4 of their health. Shoot the sticky bomb, stand up, and immediately start shooting your gun to try to finish them off before they can hit a med pack or a heal. Try to drop them as quick as possible. Alright, so thing to remember again, super tanky, really survivable. I run these guys through the park around DZ4, and they couldn't take the NPCs. The 4-man team I originally shot at saw which way I ran into the park, and they actually didn't chase. They were smart enough to realize that it was a bad idea. There was another 4-man team that showed up that did chase me. This video went on for a very long time of the second 4-man team that I'd actually fought earlier that day. They were very unhappy with me, and 3 of the 4 on that team died in the park with me doing very little damage to them. I ended up picking up 9 of 9 gold, 182, 204 items and stuff like that off these guys because they died in the middle of the park. I went and extracted it elsewhere. Run people around in circles, keep them busy. Took me forever to clear my timer. I probably should have run elsewhere, but thought it was funny to run them around the park and watch them die to NPCs, so it's a lot of fun. Now, I mentioned just a few minutes ago, and I want to talk about that before the video ends. When running on a team and running multiple different builds, normally in our group we have one guy with Predator's Mark, one guy with Strikers, one guy with Tactician Tank, and one guy can be something else. A lot of times we run a second Tactician or a second Striker, something like that. But keep your skill build people towards the front if you can, and high hit point people in the back. And I know this is kind of odd sounding because the Tactician Tank has both. But if you have one person that is high armor mitigation, has the full 75% from bullets, and has low skill power, put them in the back. Tactician at the front. Tactician can pop their first aid, and all the people behind it can run through that first aid heal. That first aid heal is hugely important when running while rogue or things like that, because that first aid heal can cleanse or get rid of the status effects for on fire, disoriented, bleed status, you name it, it can take them off. My friends didn't believe me at first when I told them about that. It was just kind of a thing none of us really paid attention or cared about, and I said, let me run in front. I pop the heal, you guys run behind it. Even with the Predator's Mark, as soon as you run through the heal, instantly that bleed status is gone from my heal going off. Hope this video helped, and I hope you guys enjoy the build.